Everybody, been wanting to make a video. I just I've had a rough month, just going through literally a mental breakdown and depression and everything. So I've haven't been wanting to do any videos, which I don't do many of them to begin with. But I did say I was going to do one on the transmission rebuild. Uh, Thing about that is a little more tedious or complicated than I thought it was going to be. Um, the video would have been so messed up because I had to, I was jumping back and forth um, because I had two transmissions. Um, the reason I had two transmissions because the first one went out and I ended up keeping it because I was going to rebuild it and just to have it for just put it to the side. That way I have a transmission in case the other one goes out. Turns out the transmission I got from the junkyard was bad. So anyway, that's how I had two transmissions. So I got the rebuild kit, and it cost me 200. No, not 200. 400 and something dollars. That's with all the rebuild kit, the overhaul kit, what they call it, and the transmission fluid, every bit of it that you're gonna need. Two, it was supposed to come with a torque converter. It didn't. I had to buy that separate. So altogether, it would have cost me around 500 and something, but it ended up costing that anyway because I had to go buy it from. I had to get it from O'Reilly's because AutoZone was asking me to the size and measure it and everything, and I was like, measure it? I told you what type of truck it was. Anyway, I called O'Reilly's. They knew exactly what it was I needed, so I got it. I'm not trying to advertise for them, but they knew what I needed. So I had a template to go off of. Okay, and there's video, a guy on here that does videos about transmission rebuilds, and I think it's Transmission Bench. I'll put it in the description below. Um, anyway, he shows you step by step how to tear down and rebuild. So anyway, I watched that video probably about 40 or 50 times in the middle of the rebuild. So anyway, found out when we were putting the clutch packs in, we kept having it so tight you couldn't move nothing. So that's the reason we watched the video. And me and my friend did. And anyway, he said in the video that there's going to be one clutch, one of these clutch pads that you ain't going to need in there because some on the 46RE, some take all of them, some don't. So we figured that part out, but we tore into the transmission that was in the truck, tore it all down to copy it, how it went together. So that's what we did. We threw it all back together. Turns out the transmission that I got from the junkyard was junk. Somebody abused the crap out of it. Anyway, the thing of it, the reason why I said it was all over the place is because I had to keep going back and forth. Didn't know about that video, that guy on YouTube, until I looked it up. Transmission 46RE transmission rebuild. He does, like I said, he does a complete rebuild of it. So if you need a schooling on that, that's the way to go. It's not. It's scary, but it's not hard if you pay attention to the video. But being mechanically inclined like I am, I'll try anything because being my vehicle, I'm gonna do it. Anyway, the kit comes with all the clutch packs, all seals, everything, gaskets, uh, filter, everything that you're gonna need to rebuild that transmission. Um, it's the kit that I got came with the pump and everything. Which, if your vehicle don't need the pump, I guess you could get it without it. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You're probably going to be asking me, how do we know if the pump's out? That's a good question because I didn't know mine was out. I didn't have any inkling that it could be it because everybody kept saying torque converter, torque converter. I was like, well, if it's that, okay. Um, the only reason why I knew it was the pump is because I kept running the cooler line on my truck kept blowing off and it kept emptying out the transmission. So I thought that was it, which I think it was the torque converter to begin with. But just to be on the safe side for me, I just went ahead and replaced the pump. That's a complete rebuild. So there you go. Um, Sorry, my hand's shaking. So I had something to prop this thing up on. Anyway, the all that the video would have been so chopped up, and it would have been no explaining because I would have been going, is this go this way or that go with that way, and I was like, there ain't no way I can make a video of this because people are going to be going, why is he making a video and questioning himself every step of the way in it? So I just decided, what, there's no going to be no video, or there's not going to be a video of it. So how the rebuild go? It went good. The only problem I had is I didn't do the complete rebuild, and I'll explain. The tail of the transmission, if you watch the video of on what I told you to watch, explains to you on the tail end, you got to have a press to take part of it apart. Because there's a big spring in the tail of the transmission that you got to compress to get this lock ring out of there. And I don't have a press. So I never rebuilt it. But the thing of it is when I took it out on the road, it was shifted fine. But then on down, one day we were coming back from somewhere, it wouldn't go in overdrive. I only got third gear, I don't get fourth. So I know what it is. I just gotta take the tail off the transmission. So if y'all want to see that video of me doing that, I'll do it. I think I know somebody with a press that will let me use it. I don't know if they're going to help me. I doubt it, which I don't really need anybody's help. Please don't take that wrong. I mean, I can do it. It's just nice to have some extra set of hands. Okay. I'm just worried about that tension on that spring. But if y'all want to see that video, I'll do it. And I don't think that one's going to be complicated to do because I think there's only two sets of clutch packs on it. There's one on the front and one where the spring is. That's the reason why I got to get behind. That's the reason I got to compress it and get behind it or in front of it. Because I think the clutch packs are on the other side. So anyway, that's how that's that's going to be a thing. But I think I do got all the clutch packs for that. Anyway, I did a video on here of how to take the transmission out of here, what to do to drop it, and there's a lot of questions being asked about the wiring and everything. All the wiring is going to be on the driver's side. Some of you're going to have tabs on the top of the transmission that hold, kind of hold it in place where it's not flopping all over the place. But you're not going to have any wiring leading all over the place. You're going to have one wire that leads off to the tail. That's if yours is like mine, the 46RE. You're going to have that. You take that off. You got it all up there where above the transmission pan. You got all that wiring there. You got your transmission cooler lines, which be very careful taking those off, because when you go to loosen a bolt or the nut on it, you could twist the line. So be very careful. But you got all those wires. Once you get all that loose, plus the kick down cable, which they call the TV cable, be careful on getting that off. And shifter linkage, if you look and follow that shifter linkage toward the firewall, not toward the firewall, you just follow it, there should be like a horseshoe kind of thing. And anyway, there you take that loose and it should break loose all your not break loose, but pull out where you can get the shift linkage out without having to take it all off the transmission. uh, to make it easier on you. It's like I explained in the video: drop the transmission fluid first, then take the drive shaft out, but put a pan under the tail of the transmission just in case. But if you hadn't seen that video, go look it up. It's in my. You have to look it up because I can't remember the names. I name everything, but I do say take the crankshaft position sensor out because could break that getting it out. And I explained in another video that them things are hard to find in an auto parts store. You have to go online to order them because it's got a magnet on them, and the ones you get from the auto parts stores don't. But if you're lucky enough, you might just come across one at an auto parts store. But anyway, yeah, if y'all want to see that rebuild of the tail end of the transmission, just give me a holler on that or comment below. It's just I'm not used to doing these videos in front of people, so it kind of makes me nervous. Sorry, camera's going everywhere, but I'm holding it with my hand. It's kind of hard to do it because I ain't got a way to edit these videos. Only thing I could do is edit it on my phone, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So it's going to be a little caveman style of videos. So I guess if my channel goes somewhere, you could look back on how far I came, I guess. But yeah, that's the reason why I didn't do the rebuild video. It was just too much of back and forth. It would have been so chopped up. But you can do it if you put your mind to it. And you go watch that video. Like I said a while ago, I'll put it in the description of where to go. Just do your homework. You should be fine. Just don't go into it thinking that everything's gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. You will run into problems, and it will discourage you in some ways. But if you watch that video and listen to what the guy's saying, just get in a quiet place. If you have kids, just tell them to leave you alone. I know that sounds kind of mean, but you need to be sure on what you're doing because you don't want to screw up. Because if you do screw up, you're going to have to tear it all down again. You don't want to do that. So just get in a quiet place, pay attention to the video, stay off your phone. If you're watching it on your phone, there you go. But if you just stay off your phone, keep your mind in that video, listen to how that guy's explaining everything because he explains in detail of everything you got to do. So listen up, pay attention to him. You're going to be fine. You just do your homework on it. You'll be fine. If you get into it and you're just not sure about it, go back to the video. It's always going to be there. It's not going to leave. Just don't get into it and start throwing it back together. It'll be fine. No, do not do that. You do not want to just all of a sudden you put it all together, throw it up in the truck, put it in gear, and nothing happens. That's not something you want to enjoy, because it's not easy. The whole job is not easy to get the transmission out. I mean, it's not the most complicated thing in the world, but it's something that I wouldn't want to keep doing. Yeah, just make sure. Do not think that you got this. If you have one doubt in your mind, do not go, I got this. It'll be fine. It's a transmission. And once you get it up in there, once you get it all put together, guess what? You got to go back through tearing it all apart again, and you could tear up one of your new parts. And believe me, if you get the kit that I have, paying $500 for it, if you got enough money, you can keep dishing out for that. More power to you. But if there's people out there that you don't have that kind of money to keep dishing out, like I said, go back to the video. Do not think you got it. If you think you got it because you watched the video, just double check yourself again, because I did that quite a bit. I went through it like a fine-tooth comb. I think I aggravated my friend because he was about to throw it back together. I said, no. So pull it back out, pull it back out. He's like, what now? What did we do wrong? I said, I don't think we did anything wrong. I just want to double check. And it's a good thing we double checked, because we did have an extra clutch pack in there that it didn't need. So we took it out. Everything worked fine. So anyway, just double check yourself. Make sure you got everything. Take pictures, a lot of pictures, because if your memory is like mine and you can't remember where things go after you get it tore apart, because you're so focused on getting it tore apart, take pictures. You'll be fine. Just like I said, watch that video and you should be fine. If you're a first timer and you're thinking about doing it and you've never ever done something like this before, watch that video as many times as you can before you do it. Be sure that it's something you want to do, because yeah, watching a rebuild, taking it apart and rebuilding it may look simple, but you got to take it out of the truck, okay? And that's a whole other thing in itself. You got to have a transmission jack. You got to have, well, you don't have to have a transmission jack per se. You have to have like a floor jack and a board, and I'd have another set of extra hands. But there's a lot of stuff you got to do. But first timers, if you want to do it because it's saving you money, watch the video. Go to another video. I have a video on here telling you how to take the transmission out. Not actually taking it out, but I'll tell you, I have a video that shows you what to take loose, all the things you need to take loose. Go back in my videos. It should say what it is, hopefully. But anyway, just watch that video. You should be fine. Just like I said in the video, be very careful when you do it, because if that transmission falls on you, you're done. You don't want to have your whole body up under there. You don't want to be like your head up under there, under the transmission while you're moving it and trying to get it out of where it's at. You do not want to really be up under any bit of that transmission. You want to be at the side, but sometimes that thing can tip over. So use common sense. If you're afraid it might tip, try to find the best way to balance it. But that's in that video. I'm not getting into that here. I do apologize, like I said, that I have been making videos. I'm not a professional at this. But if y'all do want to see me rebuild that tail, like I said, put it in the comments below. I'll do it. I'm just not used to doing stuff like this. But anyway, I'd like to thank everybody that viewed that video that I explained how to take the transmission out. I'd like to thank everybody. I hope it helped somebody out. I think it helped a couple other people, but they had a lot more questions, and I tried to answer them to the best of my knowledge of what they were wanting. In the video, I didn't really explain on my transmission. He didn't have the wire holder for the wires that coming down to the transmission. The transmission I have didn't come with it. So you'd have to disconnect them from them little holes. It's just like the things like you push into your door for your door panel. It's just like that. You just pop them things out of there. You should be fine. There's no other wiring on that transmission except on the tail and up there above the pan. That's all you're wiring. There shouldn't be no other wiring on the 46RE. But if there is, your transmission is different from mine. Or you're thinking yours is a 46RE which it's not. I mean, I'm saying which it's not. It might not be. How do you find out? The way I found out is somebody got up under my truck and told me. I didn't actually know. And two, you look up transmission for your type of truck. Like if you have a Chevy or a Ford, you just type in what size motor or whatever, and then say what transmission do I have. You should be able to find it, hopefully. But two, it's just one of them things. I mean, you're taking quite a bit of a hit at it might not be that type of transmission that's in your truck. I think there's numbers on the side of mine, but like I said, somebody told me what it was, so I already knew. So if you're not sure what yours is, ask questions, because you don't want to go get parts for something you think it might be for sure. Anyway, just want to make this video and say sorry to everybody because I didn't really make that rebuild video. I know I said I was going to do it, but I didn't actually know how much of a frustration it was going to be when I got into it. And the thing, I didn't watch the video, but I didn't know about the video until we were right in the middle of the rebuild. So well, I'm glad I found the video right in the middle of that rebuild, because we were putting it together wrong. It would have been bad. So the video helped. So it's going to be in the description. I know I keep saying it, but it's going to be in the description. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. If y'all haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. You know what? I made up my mind. I'm going to do the tail of the transmission. It will be here. It'll probably either be this week or next week, depending on when you're watching this video. It will be here. Just to let y'all know, I'm not a professional transmission rebuilder. Then I'm an amateur at this, so just letting y'all know now. Like I said, I watched the video on how the tail is tore apart and how the rebuild goes. I'm not doing a complete rebuild, a total overhaul, like replacing gears or any of that. I'm just replacing clutch packs and seals and gaskets and all that. So that's all I'm doing. I'm not replacing no gears. You're probably going to ask me, what about if my gears are messed up? Then you're going to have to do a complete total rebuild. Or I'd find another transmission. But if you have to go after a complete rebuild kit, then it's not going to be cheap. At least I don't think it is. I knew I didn't have no gears messed up. All my gears look brand new when I tore it apart. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Like I said, if you haven't subscribe. If you like the video, hit that like button. Till next time, y'all have a good one, and peace.